Albert Nickerson Hoxie Jr. was born in Boston on September 3, 1884. Young Albert grew up in the town of Foxborough, Massachusetts, at the time home of the world's largest straw hat factory. Although his ancestors were originally Puritans, Albert's father was a member of the Reorganized Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This 1888 picture shows his congregation gathered together at Salisbury, Massachusetts. Albert Sr. owned a fishery and was very involved in state legislature. Albert Sr. noticed in his son musical ability and encouraged young Albert in piano and violin while growing up in Foxborough. In the 1890s, the Reorganized Church began hosting camping retreats or reunions, first around Cape Cod and then Onset, Massachusetts. The prophet of the Reorganized Church, Joseph Smith III, frequented at least 2 of these events and recounted his experiences in his memoirs.
As we waited a while at the little station before starting to walk to the grounds, my attention was attracted to a group of young men nearby, particularly one of them who was quite a bit taller than the others, good-looking and dressed in conventional, well-tailored clothes. I learned that this personable young man was Albert N. Hoxie Jr., who had quite a local reputation as a violinist and musical leader, and at the organization of the reunion had been chosen choirist. To those who have known of his later services at general conferences and reunions, no further statement is needed to attest to the quality of the music we had at that gathering.
John Zimmerman, Bishop of the Philadelphia branch and managing partner of the Philadelphia Tapestry Mills, attended the 1908 reunion along with the prophet and Albert Hoxie Jr. Joseph Smith III further recalls,
"These camps were ruled over by energetic young men such as John Zimmerman leading the Philadelphia group, Jack Potts of the Brooklyn, Ed Fox the Providence, and John Gilbert the Fall River, all being welded into an efficient whole through the masterly touch and unbounded enthusiasm of Brother Hoxie." I now recall many eventful gatherings at these camps in the Massachusetts woods when Brother Hoxie, as master of ceremonies with his violin, would lead the voices of all who would sing the songs of Zion. By the flickering lamps we could see each other's countenances, as sitting, standing, or reclining about a common center.
In time, the saints of the New York and Philadelphia district would leave the Massachusetts reunion sites and hold gatherings of their own. They secured a riverside area in Manasquan, New Jersey, and held their first district reunion in 1910. John Zimmerman Sr. continued to prosper as a textile manufacturer and became exceedingly wealthy. His daughter, Clara, became engaged to Albert Hoxie, who, by then, was involved in textiles as well. The couple wed in 1911. In that year, Albert Hoxie moved from Massachusetts to Philadelphia and became a member of the local branch of the Reorganized Church, located at Howard and Ontario Streets. While his wife Clara served as the organist, Albert served as the church choir director. By 1916, Albert organized the first Messiah choir of the Reorganized Church, giving performances in Philadelphia as well as Independence, Missouri. A year later, Albert organized the first of many community sings in Philadelphia, unifying people of different ages, races, ethnicities, and creeds in song. During World War I, Albert directed Liberty Drives and community singing from New York to Georgia. Here we see Albert leading personnel from the Philadelphia Navy Yard in song. Albert Hoxie became famous as a musical leader, and his gatherings became increasingly popular. By the end of the war, Hoxie had cemented himself in America's popular entertainment. As times were good for Albert Hoxie and his family, they became better for the Philadelphia Church. Early in 1921, John Zimmerman Jr. acquired title to the old Soulbury Deer Park, located 2 miles outside New Hope, Pennsylvania. After months of preparations, the Saints held the first Deer Park reunion the week of July 4th. Nearly 5,000 people gathered during those first 2 weeks. Everything from baseball to fireworks, swimming, merriment, and baptisms occurred at the Deer Park reunion, which proved to be a complete success. A year later, Albert Hoxie attended an event known as Boys Week, sponsored by the Boys Council of Philadelphia. Impressed with harmonica contests held among the youth, Albert began organizing competitions between harmonica hopefuls and founded a 60-piece harmonica ensemble led by Albert himself. The venture was known as the Philadelphia Harmonica Band, and its membership composed of boys from age 16 to as young as 5 years old. Here, Albert Hoxie III poses for a newspaper photo. Albert Hoxie Jr. held a summer retreat for his harmonica band right here at Deer Park, beginning in the mid-1920s. Here, band members could hone their skills, enjoy a dip in the pool, play baseball, learn fencing, and even convert to the faith, as evidenced by this image. Albert was also a priesthood member. By 1926, there was no stopping them. By 1933, effects from the Great Depression signaled the beginning of the end for the Philadelphia Harmonica Band. Coupled with the strain of Albert's frequent absences from his wife Clara, the upkeep of the band proved too much for the musician leader. He disbanded the organization in 1936. No longer would band members keep retreats at Camp Harmonica. Albert turned his attention toward pastoral duties at the Philadelphia Reorganized Church. Albert continued his friendship with the prophet's son, Frederick Madison Smith, pictured here with other Philadelphia priesthood members in 1934. Albert appears here at the confirmation ordinance of Ogden Bacon in 1935. In one of the last photographs taken of Albert, he appears with his wife Clara at the wedding of his daughter Lucille in Valley Forge. Albert passed away on August 20th, 1942.